Hello, it's me, Mrs. Holly, and this video is for my third graders. This is class number 7 for you guys. I'm so happy to be distance learning with you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this on-demand lesson. Let's get started. We're going to review some of the things that we talked about in the last couple of lessons. Do you remember the word called solfege? Remember that funny word, solfege? Let's go over our solfege words and hand signs. Ready? We have do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, and do. Ready? Let's do it again. Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, and do. Do you also remember that we sang the solfege? We did something called a scale, where we went up and back down with our voice and our hands. It goes like this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Try it with me this time, but remember that your hand needs to go up and down the same way that your voice does. Here we go together. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Awesome. I'm going to write these out on the board, and then we're going to do a fun little warm-up exercise with these. So we have do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, and do. Let's do our scale up and down one more time. Make sure you follow along. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Great job. So for our fun little warm-up song, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go do, do, re, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, etc. And we're going to go all the way up and all the way back down. And then we're going to jump up to the top and go do, do, ti, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, la, ti, do, etc. All right? So we're going to start down here, and we'll go super duper slowly. And I'm going to sing. We're going to sing together and do the hand signs. Starting down here. Ready, go. Do, do, re, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Start up top. do, ti, do, do, ti, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Great job. Let's try that again faster. But this time I'll point to the board and you can do the hand signs at home. Ready, go, do, do, re, mi, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, ti, ti, la, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Whew, that was a nice little warm-up, wasn't it? Eventually, we'll practice this and we'll get faster and faster and faster to where our hands can't keep up and we're just going do, re, mi, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, la, ti, ti, la, sol, la, ti, ti, la, sol, la, ti, ti, la, sol, fa, sol, la, ti, etc. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun. All right, I have a very special surprise for you third graders. Today, we're going to start talking about the recorder. This is probably new for you. So, the recorder is an instrument that looks like this. It used to be made out of wood a long time ago. And nowadays, instead of just wooden recorders, they're also now making cheaper plastic recorders. This one is made of plastic, even though it looks like wood. It's actually just painted to look like wood, but it's made of plastic. So these recorders are super duper cheap. They're like $10 online. If we were still in school, I would provide you with one to use during school. But if you wanted to take one home, and if you wanted to use one at home, then you would need to pay $10, and then you get to take it home with you. But since we're not in school, if you want to participate in these recorder lessons, then you're going to have to purchase a recorder. For now, since you don't have a recorder yet, what you can do is you can use a pencil and you can follow along with your fingers on your pencil. We won't do too much playing today, but we're just going to talk about the recorder and talk about some of our first notes. So, before we do anything on the recorder, I always begin recorder lessons by showing you the rhythm tree. The rhythm tree is something we talked about in the beginning lessons, but it's been a long time. You might have forgotten. So let's go over Mrs. Holly's happy little rhythm tree. We have our whole note up here. A whole note gets 4 beats of sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you clap your hands and you hold your hands together for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I divide this whole note in half, I get half notes. Make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4. We hold each half note out for 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we divide these half notes in half, we get quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 quarter notes that are able to fit inside of a whole note. That's why they're called quarter notes. Because if you have a pizza and you split it into quarters, you have 4 big slices. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you divide these quarter notes into half, you get something called eighth notes. Now, eighth notes look kind of funny. They can be these flag-looking eighth notes that have the stick and then the flag that hangs on top. Or they can be connected with a bar. They can be connected 2 eighth notes with a bar, or you can connect 4 eighth notes with the bar. So I didn't fill that in all the way. So our whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4, our half notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, our quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and our eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Whoa, 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 Mrs. Holly, slow down. 1 and what? Check it out. So we have 4 beats that can fit inside of a measure. Okay? A measure is any space between 2 vertical lines. And within this space, we have to be able to count to 4. The easiest way to do that is our quarter notes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Each quarter note gets 1 beat. 1 beat all to itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 beats. If I take 1 quarter note and I divide it into half, that's like taking 1 beat and dividing that beat in half. So I can't say 1, 2 because this isn't beat 2. Beat 2 belongs to these guys over here. These are part of beat 1. These are part of beat 2. These are part of beat 3. These are part of beat 4. So I have beat 1, and I say 1 and. I have beat 2, so I say 2 and. Beat 3, 3 and. Beat 4, 4 and. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That is my happy little rhythm tree. So let's clap and count from top to bottom. Ready and whole note, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great job. All right, I hope you wrote that down. If not, pause the video. Grab a piece of paper. Write it down. And Mrs. Holly's erasing. Yay! So, Mrs. Holly, what does that have to do with playing the recorder? Well, when I start teaching you how to play the recorder, we're going to learn how to play songs on the recorder. And some of them are pretty cool. Mary Had a Little Lamb, Star Wars, Jingle Bells, things like that. So if you want to be able to play those songs, you have to be able to read the rhythms so that you can play the songs correctly. So that's why we always start every recorder class going over the rhythm tree. After we go over the rhythm tree, we look at the rhythm sheet exercises of our recorder workbook. And then, once we've clapped and counted some rhythms, we pick up our recorders and we play through some exercises. All right, so a couple of housekeeping things. Recorders are not that expensive nowadays. You just hop online, go to Amazon.com or any other web shopping service, and you can search for soprano recorder. This is a soprano recorder. I'll write that down. Soprano recorder. Sometimes you might also see it called Baroque. Don't let that freak you out. Baroque and soprano, synonymous for this purpose right here. Baroque soprano recorder. They're roughly $10 for a recorder. And then once you have your recorder, you have access to the recorder workbook on our website. You go to Music, Learning, Band.com, and then you find the recorder section of the distance learning part of our website. And on the recorder section, you'll find a PDF downloadable version of the recorder workbook, and you can print off as many pages from that workbook as you need to do these lessons. If you want to go straight to the recorder website, you got to go to musiclearningBand.com/recorder-videos. And that will take you straight to the recorder page. And again, there's a PDF document at the top right side of the page. It looks like this. It says recorder at the top, and it says beginning band workbook. That's what you're looking for. So again, soprano baroque recorder, it's about $10. Once you have that, you go to the musiclearningband.com website, download the PDF recorder workbook, and print off the pages, and then we'll be ready to start. I hope you're writing this down. Erase. Alright, so now that you know what to buy, where to buy it, what music you need, and where to find it, let's talk about the first few notes on the recorder. So when you have your recorder, you're going to notice that on the back, there's one little hole. That is for your thumb. And on the front, there's a bunch of little holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 holes on the front. So when you play recorder, you always start with your left hand on top. Even if you're right-handed, your left hand goes on top. Always. Because when you get to these holes down here, those are made for the right pinky. And sometimes you only cover one side, and sometimes you cover both. But you never cover just this side, which is why it doesn't make sense for your hands to be switched. So left hand on top for recorder. So the notes that we're going to learn today are B, A, and G. That's a weird looking G, isn't it? Ugh. G. B, A, and G. So, on the staff, you remember our staff? 5 lines and 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on our staff, B is right here on that 3rd line. A is on the 2nd space. And G is on the 2nd line. B, A, G. To play them on the recorder, we cover that back thumb hole with our thumb, and we cover the first hole with our pointer finger, like this. That's B. So we cover the thumb hole, and we cover the first one on the front, and the rest of the holes are empty. To play A, you put your 2nd finger down. So now you have your thumb, your 1st finger, and your 2nd finger. Thumb, 1st finger, and 2nd finger. Remember, if you don't have a recorder yet, you can use a pen and follow along, putting your fingers on the back and front of your pen. So, B, thumb and 1. A, thumb 1 and 2. G is going to be your thumb 1, 2, and 3. Thumb 1, 2, and 3. So, what I like to say to help me remember, repeat after me. Thumb and 1 is B. Thumb and 2 is A. Thumb and 3 is G. Again, thumb and 1 is B. Thumb and 2 is A. Thumb and 3 is G. Excellent. Here's what these notes sound like. I'm going to play B, A, and G. That's B, A, and G. So B sounds like this. A sounds like this. And G sounds like this. B, A, G. Do you recognize that song? Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Also, with B, A, and G, we can play Mary Had a Little Lamb. So I super hope that you're able to get a recorder as soon as you can so that we can move on from the whiteboard to our music and we can learn awesome new songs on the recorder. So a couple of things about playing the recorder that you need to remember in order for it to sound good. You want to make sure that you're covering the holes all the way. If you don't cover the holes all the way, then air leaks out and it changes what the note sounds like. You hear that? It's not covered all the way. Nice. Weird. Nice. Weird. Also, to go along with that, I like to say something silly. I always say check for Cheerios. So that means that when you cover the holes, you should be able to give a little squeeze, check your thumbs, and you should see full circles on your fingers. If you don't see full complete circles, like Cheerios, then that means you're not covering your hole all the way. And it might look something like this, like a half moon shape instead of a full circle. So I always say check for Cheerios, which means cover the holes all the way. The other thing that can change your sound and make it not sound so good is the amount of air that you use. You don't have to use a lot of air to make a good sound on the recorder. In fact, all you have to do really is whisper into your recorder. Just whisper soft, slow air into your recorder. If you use too much air, you get a really awful squeaky sound. Nobody likes to hear that. So use soft air. Too much air? Not enough air? Just right? Only put the very tip of the mouthpiece into your mouth. Don't put the whole thing in your mouth like, that's not how you play. Just the tip. Awesome. All right. So that's our recorder. These are the first few notes that we'll be learning next class when you join us. And we'll go over the rhythm tree again. And we'll do a couple of the rhythm exercises at the beginning of the workbook. And then we'll go over these notes again and play through the beginning band worksheet number 1. It's very exciting. I'm super excited to be teaching recorder to you. We didn't get a chance to get started with 3rd grade for you guys with recorders yet before the break. So I'm super, super stoked to get this opportunity to do it with you now. All right, until next time, I'm Mrs. Holly. Thanks so much for watching.